Results are in. It's got South Carolina Republican Congressman Tim Scott very worried because, Congressman, you have said that time is a-wasting and it's up to both parties to try to cobble something together. Doesn't look like they will, at least ahead of the election. And maybe because they think, maybe Republicans think that if Mitt Romney were elected, maybe emboldened by a Republican Senate, they might be able to cobble together a deal more to their liking. Democrats waiting out a reelected Barack Obama saying much the same thing. But that limits the amount of time they could do anything, right?
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it that we find ourselves in dire straits right now. The bottom line is the House has acted, however. We must be clear. On military sequestration, the House has acted. On the current tax code, which includes the Bush tax cuts, the House has acted. And on the passing the budget, we've passed the budget the last 2 years. The Senate has not taken up a budget in over 1,200 days.
But,
the House
Congressman,
continues to act.
I know you want to give kudos to the House here, but the fact of the matter is, you and your colleagues agreed to these sequestration rules. If everything broke down, it was your, what I like to call your backup backbone. Not you personally, Congressman.
Neil,
but the argument was that
yes.
Everyone would agree to this. And now, when it looks like we're on the brink, no one wants it. And now these cuts seem too draconian and all that, and that might be perfectly sound. But there might be hell to pay if you then remove the sequestration and have no backup plan. The markets will, quite rightly, think you guys are a joke, right?
Well, Nick, I hate to say it. Your last guest said it so well. Neil, he said simply that the companies are already starting to respond to the inactivity of Congress. One of the reasons why we went ahead and made the decision to replace sequestration is because companies don't act in 30 or 60 days. You have to have a business plan that goes 3 and 5 years out. Capital investments are made long term.
I know that, but you had a plan. It was called sequestration. No, you had a plan. Congressman, I love you dearly, but you had a plan. It was called sequestration. And now you don't like that plan. I can understand.
That's why I voted against it. That's why I voted against it,
Congressman, you hear where I'm coming from? That there was a plan on the table.
I hear you.
I understand you not liking that plan. Maybe you thought the day would never come where you'd have to forcibly use it. But many are going to interpret this as Congress backing away from a backbone.
Well, I must concede that there's no doubt that there's plenty of blame to go on both sides without any question. But at the end of the day, the reason why I voted against the BCA in last August is because this was apparently going to come out. This was the inevitable reality of something called a super committee. So the bottom line is this, though, that the House, we decided to go ahead and act. We decided that it is very important for us to give certainty and predictability to the job creators of America by simply saying to them, here is your tax code. Give us 12 months to replace this current tax code, which is an atrocity for businesses, and get them something that's business friendly, that tells middle class Americans that they will have lower taxes and have a broader base for all of America. That is a good plan. We have done that in the House. We need to find a partner in the Senate to bring something back. They have to pass something.
Real quickly, what do you think happens, Congressman? What do you think happens? I was trying to get this out of those on the left and the right last night in Kentucky. Do you cobble together a deal that extends everything for 6 months and hash it out? What in your gut do you think is done?
Well, my gut tells me that there will be a plan that extends the current tax code in some form or fashion for about a year to allow regular order to work through the House and the Senate to come up with a plan that actually replaces the current tax code with something that is more business friendly and that helps to encourage the middle class to do more saving and also greater investments in the marketplace.
All right, Congressman, thank you very, very much for coming on.
You're very welcome.
And I'll tip my hat to the Congressman because we're planning this big